In this video, we take a look at the Telford Steam Railway. Operated on part of the old Wellington to Craven Arms Railway, operated for most of its life by the Great Western Railway. Passenger services closed early in 1963, though trains did soldier on to the Iron Bridge power station on the other portion of the line. With the closure in 1983 under British Rail, 1984 the railway fully reopened and opened a small section about 1 mile long. This has been extended through to Lawley village in 2005, and the railway is currently extending itself down towards Doseley and Blackmore Junction, where the railway also looks after the old signal box there that it is now taken possession of. The railway is operated under a one train in steam. The staff itself, you may notice in the video, is actually a pump handle for a clamp lock point unit. And there's a reason for that, as you'll see later in the video. So without further ado, let's take a ride. Now, if you notice just in front of us there to the right hand side, there is a small ground frame protecting the yard. This is operated by mechanical rods off a lever frame with facing point lock. And just in front of us down there on the main line is a set of clamp lock points which is operated off the staff that I mentioned before, the clamp lock pump handle. You'll see this in operation as we go back and forth up and down the line. There is a further set of clamp lock points up at Lawley village itself, and that's used for entering the station or the siding there. The line is constantly hill working here until you get through the tunnel itself and into the platform area, where it has been graded down slightly so that passenger trains are on the level. The platform itself is being, as we speak in May 2025, rebuilt and extended. And there's a new housing estate built around the side there, so all the land is being tidied up for that purpose and that job. The railway can't extend any further out this way. Unfortunately, there is a Morrison supermarket and a housing estate built across its formation in front. So unfortunately, that way is precluded to the railway. However, the railway is quite happy to be going in the opposite direction towards Doseley and is making good progress in that front.
Without a coach, yeah. Just touch and go. Without a coach, maybe. But it's just having a team, really.
So here we are at the top end of the line at Lurley Common. You'll notice the buffer stop lamp is worked off a solar panel. And as we get ready to proceed back down the hill now towards our final destination, we notice that the Great Western Pagoda style building and platform are currently under a bit of preparation work to extend that platform, as I previously mentioned. And you can see the housing estate is built up around it. That AWS we noted before does actually work. The railway does have a fair few pacer units, as well as a Great Western locomotive, and the AWS is used. Now, as we come around the corner towards the signals, you'll notice that we pull up for the train crew to get out and reset the route. We come out of the main station in the village before, and we're going to head down towards Doseley.
They're all firemen. Yeah, I just see Ian and Andy is passed, and because it's changed so much, we've got to do a bit of refreshing, and then all basically everyone.
At Horsehay Station, the railway has slowly since 2024 been rebuilding the signal box here, and there are plans to have this signal box working the signalling around that junction. So we wish them all the very best in that. It's a long and slow process, but they're halfway there at least. Now you may have noticed when we pulled into Lawley Common station there was a wagon on the left hand side full of rails, and those are the rails for the extension itself. The railway did show us the staff. This is the staff itself, a clamp lock pump handle, and as I mentioned the key on it controls the operation of the points. The railway also has quite a lot of signalling sat around as exhibits in the yard, and you can go and see this quite freely next to the 2-foot gauge tram. There's also this lever frame. Don't know where that history is from, but that might be the one that's going to be installed in the box eventually. But there's also this very lovely model railway and miniature railway, which we'll now take a look at. The miniature railway operates around several loops next to the adjacent Spring Village station. It was originally signalled to be worked from a small panel. However, over time, staff have dropped off, and therefore the railway is now mechanically worked. You may notice there's some hand levers around the site, and they work the points themselves. Locomotive crews can knock them over and decide which route they want to go as they come around. And you'll see one just off to the left-hand side as the train rounds past the main station. Just there, and he's just operated the hand lever. Here we go. So that concludes our visit to the Telford Steam Railway and a look around the miniature railway and the model railway. And if you do feel interested, please pay them a visit or volunteer. They'd be grateful for your assistance.